Right now, there are 9 invisible openings in your home that are quietly stealing what keeps you alive. Your calm, your clarity, your sleep. You know the feeling, waking more exhausted than when you went to bed, walking into your living room and feeling pressure on your chest, thoughts arriving that are not yours the moment you cross your own threshold. This is not metaphor or mood. It is a physical pattern of intrusion that explains the little collapses in your day-to-day life and the slow drain you've come to accept as normal. This knowledge didn't originate with a modern internet rumor. It's written into the margins of suppressed gospels and Gnostic teachings, the same threads of wisdom the early church and later institutions hid by folding their meanings into morality tales. Those secrets were practical instructions for protecting a person's inner light, technical steps for keeping a home from becoming a conduit. They were removed, not because they were fanciful, but because knowing them gives you a direct line to your own sovereignty. That matters right now, because ignorance of these rules leaves your doors open. What I'm about to reveal are 9 specific points in every house, real, identifiable places and objects that act like valves for subtle forces. The front door, your shoes, the clock, the black screen, the electrical panel, mirrors, the space under the bed, the upper corners, and the drains. These are not random. They're mechanisms. Once you see them that way, your whole view of what's happening to you changes. Your home stops being neutral and becomes a contested ground. The tiredness, the low-level anxiety, the nightmares, those are symptoms of active siphoning, not just bad habits. This is urgent. These openings operate most effectively at night, and every hour you delay is another night you hand over your energy. You have the authority to close them, and the methods the ancients used are simple and immediate. We begin at the threshold you cross a dozen times a day, your front door, and from there you will learn to reclaim the palace of your life. You may feel openings in your life, even when everything looks ordinary. 9 invisible portals stand at threshold points inside your home, allowing external influences to pass through and shape your evenings. Jesus taught that the dwelling is a living vessel, and that unseen intruders exploit gaps in any roof or wall of the spirit. These portals do not conform to physical architecture alone. They are conduits where parasitic pressure and subtle interference meet your vital breath during sleep, weakening your sovereignty if left unaddressed. Recognize that this is not fear talk, but practical instruction, grounded in ancient Gnostic knowledge that Jesus transmitted as guidance for reclaiming the home as temple. Your monadic anchor, the inner point that connects you to higher unity, can be weakened by these entryways, and small, repeated exposures compound over nights. Simple practices will strengthen that anchor and raise a frequency shield around thresholds. You will learn how to identify doorways where parasitic pressure gathers, and how to reinforce corners so interference no longer finds purchase. Begin by mapping where these 9 portals often appear: main doors and windows, mirrors facing beds, gaps under furniture, electrical outlets that hum, vents, closets, and even the center space where household activity concentrates. Walk through at dusk, observing subtle pulls on your vital breath and moments when your vessel feels thin. Mark those spots. Simple actions: closing, sealing, adjusting orientation, and placing a monadic anchor marker redirect flow. These adjustments do not require complicated rites. They are technical, repeatable measures that interrupt parasitic pressure and restore strength. At night, before sleep, perform a concise sequence that reinforces the home as temple. Breathe your vital breath steadily at each marked portal. State an invocation tied to Jesus' directive of guardianship, and visualize the monadic anchor extending into that place until it feels sealed. Walk the perimeter with intention, placing simple objects as anchors if helpful. Repeat this sequence nightly until the pull diminishes. Over time, the frequency shield thickens, making micro-invasions rare and allowing your vessel to reclaim its natural rhythm without outside interference. Sleep is a vulnerable window where parasitic pressure often seeks entry. Dreams can be channels that reflect lines of interference outside the body's sight. To protect the sleeping vessel, place a monadic anchor near the bed's head and reinforce it with a whispered line from Jesus' teachings about sanctuary. Keep the immediate area clear of objects that amplify low frequencies and simple material adjustments. Shifting a mirror, covering an outlet, aligning bedding will alter the flow. These changes conserve vital breath and help restore sovereignty throughout the night. Visitors and inherited arrangements create pathways that remain open until intentionally closed. Casual permission and unexamined routines allow others' frequencies to lodge inside your walls. Before inviting people in, attend to threshold protocols. A short spoken boundary invoking Jesus' protection, a moment of focused vital breath to reset the monadic anchor, and a practical exchange, moving a chair or opening a window briefly so energies do not stagnate. After guests leave, perform a quick perimeter check. These small rituals preserve sovereignty and prevent parasitic pressure from establishing footholds. You are capable of reclaiming residence as a protected temple when practices are consistent. Sovereignty grows through deliberate attention and technical adjustment, rather than vague hope. Keep a simple nightly protocol, maintain the mapped portals, and renew the monadic anchor with your vital breath after disturbances. Invoke Jesus' way of guardianship as a steady principle, and consider the house an extension of inner order. Over weeks, the frequency shield becomes palpable, interference subsides, and the home returns to its designed state where life and rest can regenerate without siphoning. You have felt it. Sudden parasitic pressure that rises in tight rooms, the pulse of fear that eats at your clarity. These rulers of the eon do not need to be seen to feed. They tune into your frequency and harvest emotional charge, especially fear and chronic worry. Understanding their method is the first secret. Recognize that what appears as simple dread is an energetic exchange. Your vessel becomes a supply line when your vital breath is shallow and your attention drifts into reactive loops. Your house is not neutral. Many structures carry portals where energy flows become available to predators. Old design choices, high ceilings, hidden crawl spaces, long corridors ending in blind corners create receptive nodes. Traditions that favor certain layouts or ritual placements often embed patterns that open conduits without anyone realizing. These are practical vulnerabilities: thresholds, window corners, attic cavities, and electrical junctions that serve as channels for interference. Learn to map these weak points in your living vessel so you can reclaim control over the energetic architecture. When those forces find an open channel, they amplify parasitic pressure, harvesting every tremor of fear and hollow certainty. The practical antidote begins with a monadic anchor, an inner center that resists siphoning. Grounding the body and breathing with full vital breath cycles, while setting firm boundaries around time and attention, are tools of sovereignty. Practice small rituals that mark your space and rhythm: a focused breath, a spoken limit, a steady posture, gestures that hold presence and actively repulse interference. Begin to survey your environment like a technician, not with fear, but with curiosity. Walk rooms slowly while tracking moments when your vital breath tightens or attention fractures. Those sensations mark portals. Note thresholds where drafts, echoes, sudden drops in warmth or recurring disturbances appear. Seal obvious breaches. Close blind corners with furniture. Reorient beds and desks away from direct lines, and remove ritual objects placed by habit rather than choice. Then build a basic frequency shield. Brief breath cycles and spoken declarations at each portal. Protection becomes durable when household habits reinforce sovereignty rather than leak energy. Establish entry rites. Pause at thresholds. Take vital breath cycles and name an intention that sets the monadic anchor before crossing a door. Coordinate simple rhythms with others who share space. Synchronized breath and clear spoken limits reduce cumulative interference and close communal conduits. Check external alignments too. Paths, streetlights, and nearby structures can channel pressure into a house. Adjust where possible, and hold routine practices that maintain a frequency shield around shared rooms and points of entrance. Many inherited rituals were created with other aims, but have been co-opted by these rulers to open nodes. Scrutinize inherited symbols and placements. If an object consistently draws agitation, remove or relocate it with deliberate breath and a spoken severance. Transform ritual spaces by inserting stabilizing items, dense materials, grounded colors, or a simple stone placed near thresholds to focus the monadic anchor. Small architectural tweaks, closing an unnecessary door, blocking a draft, or shifting a mirror can reroute conduits and reduce interference without needing grand remodeling. Mastery is not instantaneous. It is a steady conversion of habit into sovereignty. Keep mapping, keep adjusting, and treat vigilance as a skill rather than a burden. Make the monadic anchor your default posture. Return to vital breath when a surge of parasitic pressure appears, and reset the frequency shield with a short spoken formula and a physical gesture. Teach these moves to those who share space so that houses stop being feeding stations and become vessels of clarity and durable protection against ongoing interference. You stand at more gates than you realize, and the first of those gates is the door to your home. You come in carrying parasitic pressure and the day's interference. Fear, hurry, and scattered intent ride your steps. Ancient Gnostic practice names this threshold a primary membrane between outside frequencies and your inner vessel. When you understand that the physical portal is also energetic, urgency replaces vague worry, and practical measures become a sovereign response rather than a hopeful wish. The way you cross that threshold dictates whether energies are absorbed or turned away. Simple posture and a brief centering of your vital breath create a monadic anchor that stabilizes your presence. Pause before the door, plant feet, align shoulders, and take a deliberate cycle of vital breath while softening the hands. Place a palm lightly on the frame if it feels right. Let a clear intention form that only what serves your sovereignty may enter. Practice this daily until it becomes automatic. Footwear acts like a carrier. Every step gathers impressions, electrical tastes, and leftover parasitic pressure that hitch a ride into your home. Treat shoes as heavy vessels that need unloading. At the threshold, remove them consciously, slide them outward, and perform an energetic wipe. Brush soles with a cloth soaked in salted water, or briskly knock them together outside. If removing shoes is not possible, carry a small frequency shield cloth in your pocket to press against soles before crossing. These acts keep external load from seeding your interior space. Clean the doorway both physically and energetically to maintain a reliable frequency shield. Start by clearing clutter that stalls movement and traps stray impressions. Sweep the threshold toward the outside to send residual interference away. Apply a small line of salt under the outer lip, or anoint the frame with a single drop of oil while stating a firm boundary aloud or mentally. Hang a simple talisman or ribbon that reminds you to check your sovereignty. These practical acts reinforce the doorway's role as a protective membrane. Return rituals are short but decisive. When entering, offer a contained gesture. Stamp one foot to dislodge lingering impressions. Rotate your shoulders to close the circuit. Inhale and release 2 steady cycles of vital breath to reset the vessel. Visualize a subtle seal closing behind you, a monadic anchor tightening at the solar center, while a frequency shield blooms at waist height. These repetitions teach the home to expect boundaries and train your senses to register when something foreign tries to cross. Periodic deeper protocols reset accumulated patterns that daily practice cannot release. Once a week or month, as fits your life, leave footwear in sunlight or salted water to draw out clinging pressures. Then dry them in open air. Wash or scrub the threshold with plain water and a sweep of salt. Then let sunlight or a steady lamp flood the entry for an hour. Walk the border of your space with intent, tracing the outer line of influence while reinforcing the monadic anchor and the overarching frequency shield. The real secret is not a grand rite, but consistent sovereignty in small gestures. Guard your door and cleanse your shoes, because they are primary conduits through which parasitic pressure and interference seek purchase in your vessel. When each crossing is conscious, the home becomes a monadic refuge where vital breath settles and creative force can work without intrusion. Begin tonight. Adopt one action at the threshold, repeat it until it holds, and watch how the balance of influence shifts back into your hands. You live inside a rhythm not of your choosing, and that rhythm has a name: constant temporal enforcement. Clocks and screens are not neutral tools. They are portals that pull at your vital breath and compress your vessel toward an imagined future. The first secret to hold is simple and precise. Awareness becomes practical power when turned into pattern change. Recognize where your attention is habitually handed over. That recognition is the monadic anchor that begins to interrupt parasitic pressure and lets the body reclaim ordinary perception and quiet. The ticking insistence of a clock trains you to measure yourself against an external metronome, and that training feeds parasitic pressure. A steady beat of seconds encourages an occupying of future moments, and your vessel tightens to meet a demand that is not inherently yours. Practical intervention: remove visible timekeepers from your primary living spaces, replace digital displays with an infrequent analog option, or place clocks behind covers during certain hours. Each small removal weakens the external compulsion and restores space for your vital breath. Screens operate like small windows that never fully close, offering content that intrudes and reshapes how the vessel senses reality. Even when dark, they remain openings for interference because the habit of looking is already conditioned. Create hard boundaries. Establish clear, screen-free rooms and times. Keep devices physically distant from sleeping and eating areas, and store screens in opaque containers overnight. These actions are not aesthetic. They are technical maneuvers to reduce energetic permeability and to limit the feed that sustains intrusive frequencies. Furniture placement silently signals allegiance. When chairs, sofas, and beds face devices or align toward screens and clocks, an altar of control is formed. Reverse that architecture. Orient seating toward natural light, communal sightlines, or a simple object that functions as a monadic anchor, something analog, stable, and not programmable. Pull cords away from visible sockets, move charging stations out of common sight, and create a central, non-electronic focus in each room. Changing orientation changes habitual attention and reclaims sovereignty over the layout of day-to-day life. There are technical measures that support the same aim without invoking jargon. Use physical disconnection as a primary shield. Power strips turned off, plugs removed, and routers scheduled to disconnect during set hours. If shielding is needed, employ validated covers and Faraday-style solutions for specific devices. This is a technical step to reduce unwanted interference, not a ritual. Prefer hardwired connections for essential devices to avoid constant broadcast. These moves form a practical frequency shield that supports the vessel and reduces parasitic pressure on attention and perception. Discipline converts knowledge into lived protection. Build simple daily protocols. A morning window devoted to unmediated breath and observation, strict nocturnal device blackout, and discrete hours for necessary digital tasks. Name these periods to household members and post clear boundaries, so the interior space becomes predictable and safe. Encourage shared commitment to a monadic anchor, an analog clock, a bowl of stones, a morning light ritual that reminds everyone how to return to sovereignty when interference rises. Consistency is the mechanism by which calm becomes permanent. The profound secret revealed here is not mystical trickery, but a sequence of precise actions that reclaim your vessel from technological incursion. Awareness, rearrangement, physical disconnection, and disciplined timing together build a frequency shield and restore a monadic anchor in daily life. Begin with 1 room, 1 hour, 1 cover over a device, and observe how the vital breath lengthens and the parasitic pressure drops. Take these steps steadily, and you will notice a measurable shift in the rhythm of your home and the quality of your presence. You live within a structure that hums with currents not only of convenience but of pressure, and this unseen grid introduces interference into your vessel. You may notice sudden agitation, a restlessness that does not belong to your vital breath. That agitation is often a product of overlapping frequencies generated by wiring, transformers, and appliances, a sort of engineered stew that invites parasitic pressure. Recognizing this is the first secret. Electricity carries intentions. Your home accepts them unless you set firm boundaries. When the connection between your house and the wider grid remains open, it becomes a highway for currents beyond simple power. You have felt that sudden relief during a blackout, a stillness that strips away parasitic pressure and reveals your monadic anchor clearer. That pause is evidence. Without mains influence, your vessel recalibrates. Use that knowledge intentionally. Observe how rooms feel when power is removed. Note which areas reclaim calm first, and mark those as loci for building a deliberate frequency shield. You can take specific, practical steps without surrendering sovereignty. Begin with physical barriers. Install whole-house surge filters and line conditioners to cut interference at entry points, and choose shielded cabling where possible so wiring doesn't broadcast into living space. Strengthen earth grounding properly with a licensed electrician to anchor unwanted current. Consider an isolation transformer for sensitive zones, and create a dedicated room or corner where only low-frequency analog devices operate. These measures act as a frequency shield, returning authority over your vessel's energetic climate. Daily habits reinforce the work at the hardware level. Unplugging non-essential devices at night, or switching them off via a single master strip, cuts a majority of parasitic pressure quickly and gives your vital breath room to settle. Avoid bringing networked or smart units into sleeping areas. Their constant handshake keeps influence alive. Create a small evening rite. Physically walk the walls and sockets. Affirm the boundary and visualize your monadic anchor tightening. These simple acts compound into sovereignty over time. The constant flicker and hum of electrical flow pushes your vessel toward vigilance. It primes muscles, tightens breath, and raises parasitic pressure that masquerades as unease or fear. You can test this empirically. When safe, cut incoming power to circuits feeding a room, use battery lamps, and sit quietly to note how sensations shift. Without that external agitation, your vital breath deepens and clarity sharpens. Treat such small experiments as diagnostic tools. They confirm when interference is systemic and where your frequency shield needs reinforcement. When parasitic pressure slips past the walls, decisions and daily rhythms subtly shift. Choices feel heavier, desires misaligned, and even relationships strain under unseen cadence. Recognize this intrusion as energetic colonization rather than personal failure. You must reassert sovereignty through combined methods: technical isolation, habitual rites, and clear boundaries at your electrical entry points. Teach household members to respect shutdown rituals and maintain areas of analog quiet. Over time, the monadic anchor strengthens, and life steers back toward choices that originate from within rather than from the humming grid. This practical secret is simple. Your home is refuge and receiver, and the task is to convert it into sanctuary by deliberate disconnection and protective design. Start at the entry point. Improve grounding, filter lines, and establish nightly boundary rites that every household member honors. Observe results, make modest upgrades, and refuse passive tolerance of constant hum. As interference lessens, your sovereignty grows, and your monadic anchor takes firmer hold. Move now. Each small reduction in parasitic pressure restores more presence to your vessel. You enter sleep carrying your day's residue, and your vital breath slows while your vessel opens to deeper currents. In that lowered guard, parasitic pressure and interference find small openings to press against your sovereignty. You feel hard-to-name disturbances, restless turning, sudden dreams that don't belong, a waking heaviness. Understanding that sleep is a threshold helps you act with clarity. The ancient Gnostic clue is simple. Treat your bedroom as an active field, not a passive room, and adjust conditions so your monadic anchor remains steady. When a mirror faces your bed, it can create repetitive reflections that act like invitation points for stray impressions. You must manage reflective planes with intention. Angle mirrors away, cover them at night, or place a cloth barrier that respects the flow of your vital breath. Cleansing a mirror is not ritual fluff. Wipe it calmly, then pass a deliberate hand over its surface, imagining a frequency shield settling into place. These small actions reinforce your sovereignty and reduce the risk of images looping back into your vessel. The shadowed space beneath your bed is a common locus where density accumulates and parasitic pressure takes hold. Remove clutter, boxes, old clothes, unread objects that become anchors for stagnant currents. Clean methodically, then raise the bed slightly to let passing air and light touch that area. If raising is impossible, slide a broom so motion disturbs settled interference. Lay a plain board or cloth to interrupt circulation and set a monadic anchor, a small steady object charged with your intent to hold the field. Glowing instruments and humming devices can pierce the night's veil, sending irregular pulses that feed interference into your sleeping vessel. Give these items distance, power them down, or move them outside your immediate resting perimeter. If removal is not practical, wrap them in a simple cotton cloth at night and imagine a frequency shield settling over their output. Place a small bowl of plain salt nearby as a passive conductor for unwanted density. Change the salt weekly so it does not itself become a stagnant anchor. The way you arrange bedding matters to how your vessel settles into sleep. Choose natural fibers that allow your vital breath to circulate rather than trap density. Keep sheets clean and tucked so edges do not fray your field. Place a folded cloth or small wood at your feet as a monadic anchor to mark where your sovereignty begins. Before lying down, trace a gentle line along the bed's edges with your hand to set limits. A slow, practical act that separates your field from room interference. You own a simple protocol to restore calm if you wake troubled. Breathe steadily to restore your vital breath. Press a palm to your sternum to reconnect the monadic anchor, and speak a short sovereignty phrase aloud to reassert your field. If a dream returns with uninvited imagery, sit up and shine a low light toward the room's perimeters. Then reroute attention to a single object that grounds you. These acts interrupt parasitic pressure quickly, returning balance without lengthy effort or external tools. Consistency is the secret that makes these measures real. A maintained room behaves as a frequency shield rather than a trap. Each night you attend to simple tasks. Cover mirrors, clear underbed clutter, distance glowing instruments, set a monadic anchor. You expand your sovereignty and protect your vessel. These are not superstitions but practical alignments of vital breath and intent. Keep them regular, observe changes in how sleep feels, and treat the bedroom as a conscious field that supports your uninterrupted rest and spiritual integrity. You have felt the tightening, the low hum of worry, and the weight of small fears crossing thresholds. Those sensations are recognizable as parasitic pressure and interference against your vessel. The profound secret being shared is not distant or exotic. It is practical Gnostic action that restores sovereignty. Simple cleaning and protective gestures, performed with coherent intent, break patterns that allow interference to linger. This is about reclaiming presence, not performance, about using everyday acts to assert a monadic anchor and begin rebalancing your space now. Start with salt and water because they function as clear agents of purification in both visible and subtle realms. Place a shallow bowl of water with a pinch of sea salt near an entryway to absorb stray interference. Change it after 3 days and empty it outside. For active cleaning, dissolve salt into a bucket of water and use it to mop or wipe surfaces, moving from center outward. Treat each swipe as an intelligent gesture. The physical removal of dirt and the symbolic clearing of charge operate together. Use voice deliberately as a tool of authority. Speak brief, grounded declarations while cleaning and sealing thresholds. Proclaim lines such as, "This vessel is sealed. Only what serves may remain," or by monadic anchor and sovereign will, "This place holds a frequency shield." The sound aligns intention with action and rewires the environment's susceptibility to parasitic pressure. Keep phrases short, clear, and delivered with steady energy. Repetition is not theatrical. It layers a field of command that supports the practical work being done. While working, employ visualization tied to vital breath and motion. With each vital breath, picture a clean white or blue light traveling along cloth, brush, and broom, pushing out unwanted currents toward thresholds and dissolving murk. Do not complicate the image. Focus on movement and intention. Let the light become a portable frequency shield that grows firmer with each pass. Visualizing in this way trains perception and the vessel at once, making cleaning not merely physical labor but a directed, energetic reset that anchors sovereignty. Decluttering is essential because objects can harbor parasitic pressure and sustain interference. Remove items that feel heavy or disconnected. Sort with decisive criteria. Keep what serves the monadic purpose and release what does not. Organize surfaces so pathways for vital breath move freely. Clear windows, open drawers, create simple flow. When discarding, thank the item and state a short blessing of release to close its tie. The practical result is immediate. Less clutter means fewer footholds for disturbances and a stronger vessel for presence. Create maintenance rituals so the environment does not slip back into old patterns. Once weekly, sweep or mop with salt water while speaking a short affirmation of sovereignty. Place small dishes of salt at corners and refresh them as needed. Set a bowl of water outside thresholds monthly to carry off residual charge. If guests arrive or if a strong disturbance is felt, perform a quick sweep with cloth and breath, stating the command to reset the field. Consistency preserves the monadic anchor and prevents parasitic pressure from reestablishing itself. This secret is not an exotic formula. It is an accessible practice that folds spiritual authority into ordinary movement. By combining deliberate cleaning, salt and water techniques, clear verbal commands, and focused visualization, a durable frequency shield is formed. That shield returns sovereignty to the vessel and lets vital breath accumulate unhindered. Begin where you stand. Open a window, gather salt, speak with steady resolve, and sweep with purpose. Immediate change will follow. Persistence completes the transformation and keeps the environment safe and balanced. You have felt the drain and the quiet fear that settles when your space feels porous, when your vital breath is shallow and the vessel seems heavy with presence not yours. Here is a practical secret rooted in ancient Gnostic clarity. Reclaim your sovereignty by learning the mechanics of subtle interference and how to re-establish a monadic anchor. You are not helpless. The method is direct and bodily. A sequence of breath, boundary setting, and declaration that changes the frequency in your rooms and restores the weight of truth inside you. The work extends beyond sweeping floors or opening windows. It is a reset of your internal circuitry and an alignment with light and truth that your presence deserves. Monadic anchor is simply the sense of being a single cohesive field, a center of coherence that resists parasitic pressure and interference. Practically, begin with focused vital breath to gather attention into the center. Perform a deliberate movement around each room, as if tracing a protective limit, and name aloud the perimeter so your frequency shield takes form. Verbal declaration is the critical lever. When you speak with absolute intent, the sound organizes the field and signals a marked shift that any low-frequency presence recognizes. Use clear, concise wording that asserts sovereignty and the authority of your vessel. Declare that parasitic pressure is expelled, that no interference may remain, and that the space belongs to light and truth. Say it aloud with steady vital breath and a steady stance. The words act as a protocol, a command that alters local frequency and closes avenues of drain. You are the natural guardian of your perimeter. Taking that role back is not aggressive, it's necessary. Close the cycle of drain with a short ritual that ties action to decree. Clear clutter that holds residue, brush thresholds with intent, and place simple anchors at corners to mark limits. As each task completes, speak the boundary aloud, so action and declaration coincide. That combination of tangible clearing and verbal protocol accelerates the dissipation of lingering interference and reestablishes your monadic anchor in practical, undisputed terms. This preparation creates fertile ground for an authentic awakening that is steady, not reactive. Maintain the work by refreshing the frequency shield at predictable moments, after gatherings, disturbances, or seasonal shifts, using concentrated vital breath and a short declaration to reseal limits. Notice practical signs. Reduced parasitic pressure at thresholds, clearer feeling in the vessel, fewer unexplained drains on attention or resources. Those changes confirm sovereignty is returning. They are measurable shifts in how space responds when you move and speak within it. When fear or doubt rises, remember that resistance from interference is predictable and reveals progress. Do a rapid protocol. Stop movement. Draw 3 full vital breaths into the center of the vessel. Call the monadic anchor by naming your right to sovereignty, and issue a concise declaration that any parasitic pressure must depart. Maintain steady posture and repeat if needed. This practiced response interrupts attempts to feed on uncertainty and trains the field to respect your limits so intrusions find no purchase. The transformation completes when doing becomes habit and habit becomes a state. Commit to 3 short practices each day. Gather vital breath to center the vessel. Speak a brief declaration that reinforces sovereignty, and scan boundaries for any returning interference. Persistence converts the declaration from event into environment. The frequency shield becomes default, and parasitic pressure loses foothold. You are the guardian empowered by protocols and presence. Begin decisively, maintain steadily, and watch ordinary life open into a consistent field of light and truth. You now possess the knowledge to enforce your own sovereignty with the 3 vital tools at your disposal. The interference no longer has a legal claim to your energy. The power to protect your environment is firmly in your hands. It is crucial that you take action today to close these archontic portals within your home. Remember, knowledge is power, and you are now equipped to safeguard your space against unwanted influences. Subscribing to the Unwritten Word ensures you continue to receive these suppressed records. Here we do not interpret the Word. Here we expose what was hidden. This is the Unwritten Word. Your journey does not end here. Your discovery continues immediately. A related record is available now for continued observation. Proceed.